Hey there, Internet friends. Trevor Starkey here with another episode of Wrestling Wednesday. Some big news this week in that Matt Hardy is suddenly broken again, or woken, as they seem to be going with. And if you hadn't been following along on the social channels, you probably wouldn't have really understood what was going on. So that was an interesting call to just kind of immediately jump into it. It was very funny in watching the segment between him and Bray Wyatt and seeing basically just silence during Bray portions, and then Matt Hardy comes on broken and everybody loses their shit, and then it goes back to Bray and it's just silent, and then Matt Hardy comes back on and everybody loses their shit. So that's funny and enjoyable, and I'm impressed that that many people know enough about the broken gimmick, are in the know enough, instead of just kind of the casual fan that I might have been when I initially would have been going back to shows, back in the day. I wouldn't have known I didn't even know what was going on in WCW when I was watching WWE stuff. So, interesting kind of that there's much more kind of cross-pollination between all the different sets these days. Outside of that, we have kind of Roman Reigns standing in as the de facto main guy champion on Raw, because of course Brock Lesnar is going to be nowhere to be seen until we come up to Royal Rumble, if then. So you have Roman Reigns kind of now has to be and they have to take the Intercontinental Championship and make that's the title that's on Raw week in, week out. So that's, lame and disappointing, but that's what it is. And we also run into the issue where there's still 2 months before Raw has a pay-per-view again. So this is a very weird, droughtish time. And it's interesting kind of when you have there's a pay-per-view every other week for 2 or 3 months in a row, and then you have this weird okay, now there's not anything for a month until Clash of Champions for SmackDown team after Survivor Series, and nothing until Royal Rumble for Raw, and everybody's going to be kind of involved in that one. It's just a weird scheduling thing, and it ends up leaving Raw in this weird existential limbo for the next month and a half, where they have 3 hours of TV to fill every week, but nothing that they're really driving to for another 50 days, I think, is what I saw Matt Fowler kind of type out today. So yeah, that's going to be a trek. And then we have on the SmackDown side the Clash of Champions stuff. There's, slow movement there, but a lot of that stuff's just going to be rematches between AJ Styles and Jinder Mahal. You've got now a 4-way tag team thing going on, so that'll be interesting to see where that goes. You've got the Triple Threat United States Championship match that nobody really cares about between Baron Corbin and Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler. And I'm left wondering, what happened to Ty Dillinger? Did he, get injured? Is he just they just pulled him off TV suddenly? Who knows what's going on there? I think the women's match at Clash of Champions, which is another rematch between Natalya and Charlotte, with all the other women as, lumberjacks, I think that has potential to be interesting, because that might be where we finally see Carmella cash in her Money in the Bank. But yeah, we're just kind of in this weird limbo-esque period. We do have Clash of Champions here in 2 weeks now, so we're finally getting to that point, but it's just kind of slow going, especially on the Raw side. So we shall see where we go from here. So those are my thoughts on this week and just kind of the state of WWE in general. Let me know what you think about things in the comments below. As always, I've been your host, Trevor Starkey from TrevorTrove.com. You can follow me at SnarkyStarkey on Twitter. And until next time, from here at the Trove, treasure your friends.